Hello guys, thank you very much for joining us in the studio today. We're going to have a special guest, Hussein Dada, Hussein Sise. That's your original name, I believe.
Yes,
We will
sir.
get to know Hussein today. Thank you. This is Think Mina Media studio session. So Hussein, let's talk about Hussein.
Well, actually, Hussein is just a simple type of guy, who does music, blending with his fans, always blending with his family as well, and then music has always been something that I've loved from a childhood. I've always looked at artists and then always thought about how it feels like being a superstar and all of that. But the journey couldn't be started then, because it was kind of more tough because with the family you came from, and all of that. So
I would like to know that because
yeah,
I understand I am Fula. So obviously the Fula, the Mandinka, and the Sarangule,
yeah, I'm a Jahanka.
the Jahanka.
Yeah,
You're Jahanka, right?
yeah, sure.
So we have very similar upbringing
Exactly.
and conservative families. So I understand it may not have been easy. Who is Hussein childhood? I want to know you from take me back to that. When were
Well,
you born, by the way?
yeah, well, I was born in 1994,
94.
July 17.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I was born in Banjul, and I grew up in Banjul as well,
Which street in Banjul?
Allen Street, Trijara.
I was also Standing Street, so I'm
Okay.
also a Banjulian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't live in Banjul for long though.
Okay.
Because when I was 4 years old was when we moved to Sukuta. And then I've been staying in Sukuta till today. My family lives in Sukuta as well. We've never left Sukuta, even though I moved out of the house back in 2020. But let me just say, me growing up, I went to Bethel Nursery, and then when we moved to Sukuta, I did my primary school in Victory Gospel Bakote, and then I never did junior school in English because when I finished my primary school, I went to a boarding school for Quranic,
How old were
to,
you at that time?
I was 13 when I was going to boarding.
Wow.
Yeah, that was back in 2006, 2007, 2007. So I was there 2007 till end of 2008 was when I left. And then I continued my junior school in Arabic instead of English.
Okay.
So I did grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9 in Tadamun. And then I moved from there. I went back to English school, grade 10. I did my grade 10 in Charles Follis. Yeah, 2011, I went back to English school.
How
And
was
then
that transition? Was it easy
it
to
was very easy because
Really?
yeah, it was easy in the sense that the school I went to when I was doing my grade 10, I knew the owner of the school. So that made it more easier for me because
Right.
it would have been a little bit difficult with the papers and that.
Right.
So when I did my grade 10 in Charles Follis in 2011, 2012, I moved to SOS, and that's where I graduated from. Yeah, that's where I graduated.
Nice. Wow. And then what inspired you to become a musician?
Well, music for me started even way before the high school. Before I even started high school, music has always been
So
something
when
I
you were
love.
in boarding school, you still were
No, I wasn't doing music, but then
You were
I was.
inspired.
You understand? I was already inspired
Right.
because I had this cousin who was a big artist in Gambia then. His name is Emnizo.
Okay.
Yeah, so I always used to look up to him, and he really helped me develop my way of rapping and all of that. Because when I went to boarding school, and then when I left boarding school, he was living in our house. Yeah, I knew most of these artists I know them through him. Even before I started music, I knew the likes of STs and that even before I started music because I already had him because sometimes they would come visit him at home.
Right, and they were
I'll be
already
there.
in the industry.
Exactly. So I'll be in his room. He has a lot of beats in his computer. So I would just be playing different beats. So I would just be freestyling, but it's nothing that makes any sense because
Right.
by then I was just trying to figure out how to do this rap stuff. So I would just be freestyling. So there was a day we had this other guy who was renting in our house. He's kind of like a producer, like I'm a sound engineer. So one day I just went there, me and one of my nephews, and then we did a song there. song wasn't good because the recording was bad and that. But to us, it was good because
Yes,
this
I mean, it's always
exactly. At least we had a song. But
Right.
then the song was just
Do you
there.
still have that song?
I don't know where that song is. I can't. There is no way I can find that song anywhere.
Yeah.
That song has already disappeared. So when we did that song, because I'm from an extended family, so we very large in numbers.
Yeah, I
it's a
heard.
big
Sister
house.
Kunda is
Exactly.
yeah.
So the little ones, they started vibing to the song at home. So word went out that this guy started doing music.
So your popularity in the neighborhood started from home.
Yeah.
Because already you have
Because,
like a
yeah,
population at
exactly,
home.
population, exactly.
Oh wow,
So
interesting.
my mom had to check me, like, I hope what I'm hearing is not true. My elder sister, she's in Finland. She called me as well. I hope what I'm hearing is not,
So they're all like warning you.
yeah, it was a warning sign. So I was like, okay, I need to be a little bit careful with this. So when I started high school, my cousin that was doing music, I had a song with him as well. There was one of his songs that he put me on. Name of the song is Got It on Lock. So when that song came out, now it's becoming a little bit out of control because, like, you could tell his boys and that they listened to the song and then they started asking questions. Who is this? Like, so when I went to high school in Charles Fowlis, it wasn't anything big. I could say throughout my grade 10, I wasn't actually focusing on music. But when I went to SOS, I met new guys, like fresh dudes like me, who were doing music. So we always used to freestyle in the canteen or at the lawn. So this is how I got into the music. So I started doing music with them. We created a group called Marshall Maniacs. It was 7 of us. So when we started this, that was back in 2012, 2013. Then the family caught up with me because now it was either you need to leave this or you need to leave us kind of situation. And I was like, this music right now.
I don't want to be in that position.
Yeah, and music wasn't a career for me then. Music was just something I was doing, but it wasn't a career.
Right,
then.
it was more like a fun.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
because it was cool thing. I didn't know how to get interviews. I didn't know who were the promoters. I only knew the other artists, but I cannot even get access to them. So I was like, this music thing right now, I'm not gonna allow this to get between me and my family. So I had to leave music back in 2013. So 14, 15, I wasn't doing music. I wasn't even going to studio or whatever.
Wow.
But 2016 was when I started music as a career. Yeah.
2016.
2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Okay,
Why did you came back?
So before that, I graduated in 2014, yeah? And to be honest, me as a type of guy, I wasn't like a person who was ready to actually further education or something. Yeah, so that wasn't something part of my plans then. So I started working at this bed company called Winners.
Okay.
So yeah, I was working there in early 2015 till, was it end of 2015 or something? The government had to shut down the whole bed system in Gambia. Yeah, so when they did that, I was like, okay, now what's the next option for me? So I had this friend, a very close friend of mine. So he told me that, like, right now you're not doing anything. Why not we just go back to the music? I'm like, music, that's gonna be
A
tough.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now we need
The
to not
family
exactly.
Right.
So we came up with the idea that we're gonna come in this music and we're gonna do one mixtape because we felt like the Gambian music was like kind of dead to us somehow. So we're gonna come and show these guys how it is done, and then we're gonna leave. So we only
And then that was gonna be selling.
yeah, we're just gonna tell that one mixtape, nobody in the family is gonna know we're doing this music. First song we came out with, everybody in the family already knew that he's back at it. So
I guess again, extended family.
yeah,
Obviously.
so this time it was a little bit serious because then it was just back home. But now, like the older guys, the older generation, the one in the villages, they start hearing what started coming out because now.
Oh wow.
Because when I was coming back
Is
in 20
this family or just like the
family, so, like I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
The family is huge. Like you have people living in Tabokoto, Fajikunda, Basse, like it's too many.
Amazing.
Yeah. So because this time when I was coming in the game, this time it wasn't like the high school. This time I'm coming as in I wanna make a name.
Be in it, right?
Yeah, I wanna make a name.
Right.
So now we getting in touch with DJs. We're getting in touch with promoters, which means now your songs are gonna be played in in a place that more audience are gonna be listening to. So that's why this time we couldn't hide anymore. But for the first 3 months, it was very difficult because the financial part of it and all of that was kind of tough.
Right.
And then with the family pressure, and I was like to my boy that, you know, I know we're really trying out here, but I don't think we need to go further with this. So we did our first show in Sokoto, La Parada, because that's where I'm from. We did our first show and it was a successful show. But the tickets were very cheap. It was just $50 each. So even if it was
And
1,000
this is
people.
what time?
2016.
Okay.
2016. I came back in February, March, April, May. This was in June 3rd.
Wow.
That
And it was
when
successful.
Yeah, just 4 months. Because when I came, I'm like, I'm not gonna do like the other upcoming artists.
Right.
Because all of my boys that I left when I was leaving the music, they were still doing music. But I wasn't seeing any of them progressing from one stage to another.
Right.
Me, when I was coming in 2016, I was talking to one of my guys and I was like, this year, before it ends, I'm gonna make it on the list of the open mic. He's like, you were crazy, bro.
And you did?
No, I didn't. I didn't 2016, I didn't 2017. I came, they reached out to me in 2018. You know, I was like, this year,
So they
I'm gonna
reached
make
out to you?
Yeah, open mic in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, this year,
But
2016.
the other years, you were the one that's like,
I wasn't reaching out to them. I was just putting out my stuff out there so that they
You're
can
waiting
know.
for them to.
Exactly.
Nice.
But the call didn't come, and then that didn't break my spirit. You know, so when we did the show, there was no money because the money we made couldn't even shoot a video for us. So I was like to my boy, I don't think I can keep up with this. You know, I think I just need to go back and leave this music. So few months after that, because that was in June, July, August, I met a guy who was setting up a label. His name is Jay, Justin. Yeah, so he was setting up a label called Runway Entertainment. So there was this day I was just performing in Maxida's restaurant. This guy just came from nowhere, started just splashing money. I'm like, what, is this real? You know, so after that, we tried to reach out to him, but we didn't know who he was, you know, because he just came out of nowhere. So my Jada had a show at Alliance Franco. A month after that, I was there. This same guy came. It was like, I was the one spraying you money the last time. If you impress me today, I'll spray you more money. I'm like, okay, say less. But this time, he gave me his card.
Okay.
So I put the card in my pocket.
I think that was more important to you
Yeah,
than
exactly.
that.
The money
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So when I performed, this guy started spraying money. They had to tell him to stop. You know, they had to, because like the crowd was going crazy, coming to pick the money and that. So after that, I started linking up with him. Then he gave me a record deal. At the same time, there was this other artist called Chanta.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
in the same.
Yeah, it's my youngin, because I knew him back in high school, but he was like younger than me. So like me and Chanta, he signed both of us at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I started with the label, then now I could bring a little bit of money back home because I was getting paid salary and that. Yeah, so the family now, you know, they're not really disturbing me because me too, I felt like, man, I'm doing my stuff, so y'all just gotta allow me to do.
It's more like you saw them as a career. Based on my understanding, is that people would think that artists would just want to be an artist,
For
just
the
to
sake
be
of it.
popular,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes it's like about maybe they want to travel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or maybe they just want to like be famous in the neighborhood. So in this case for you, it was like, I want to make it or break it.
Yeah,
And the
then-
family didn't get that.
And then the problem is, you know, my dad passed away in 2008.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
my dad passed away, and my dad is a very he was respected
Right.
in our whole family. I'm not even talking about just home.
Right.
The whole family, from where we came from, Bassett. So with that kind of respect on my dad's name, and somebody coming across my dad's son becoming an artist, that's something they're not ready to happen anyway. Like
Because
by
you're not
any
known
means.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not possible.
Right.
And then at some point, it's the misconception people have about artists.
Getting out of being able to even like get out of that taboo.
Yeah.
Because it was a taboo for your
Yeah.
family. And for you to break through that taboo, like, that's amazing. You know, and I think it's because also you showed the family, hey, I'm for real.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting this
Actually bring some...
break me or even like tarnish the reputation of the family.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, at some point, it really actually got to a
Affected
point that
you.
it was breaking me in general, you know. because I'm a person who actually, if there is one thing that I've never played with in my life, it's my 5 daily prayers. Those I don't play with. But at some point during 2017, 2018, with the way music was going for me, it wasn't going the way I wanted.